Today we're joined by Dan Macías, amazing Sandler trainer and great friend from Bogota, Colombia. Dan, in addition to being one of the best trainers I know and one of the best salespeople I know, you are by far the best dressed man in all of the Sandler network. I have to imagine right now during these days of quarantine, you're probably repurposing your pocket squares as face masks.
Seriously, Nema?
Hey, Dan, so thanks for being here. What are you observing out there in the world? Maybe what are some behaviors, attitudes, and techniques that you yourself are engaging in and suggesting to your clients as well?
Well, it's definitely a tough situation where we're living right now. Is something that we cannot deny. And I think that more than ever, we should prepare ourselves for complicated days, for tough days, especially emotionally tough days. I'm a big fan of Hal Elrod that wrote a book called Miracle Morning. And he says that you should prepare yourself during the morning, do 6 different things. He calls it lifesavers, okay? So the S is for silence. So do some kind of prayer or meditation. The A is for affirmations. The V is for visualization. Then exercise, then reading, and last, scribing. It's actually journaling, but he needed an S to, create the word savers. So the first ones I do in the morning. I do affirmation, visualization, and 10 minutes of prayer. And in the afternoon, I do the rest. So I think it's important that we prepare ourselves. We give some time for ourselves so that we're emotionally ready for these complicated days where we still have to prospect a lot. And obviously, a lot of the prospects are not reacting as we would want them to.
Hey, Dan, I think that's a really, really important attitude. It's a great routine, especially because right now, a lot of our traditional routines are disrupted. So I think that's fantastic. So behaviorally, what are the behaviors you're suggesting people engage in?
Well, what I've been talking about with my clients and what I've been doing is going more into social selling. I think a lot of people have been seeing this situation as the world is in pause and it's going to end at some point. I think the world has radically changed and things are not going to be the same. And right now we need to put ourselves more out there in social media. We, as salespeople, we like to give that job to the marketing people, and probably the brand has, a mascot or something, but I'm not creating my personal branding because I feel I'm just a salesperson for a certain company. And right now we are understanding that we as salespeople have to create our own personal brand, and Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn and the webinars and right now TikTok are great ways to create that personal brand. So if you weren't doing that already, the universe right now is pushing you to definitely do that. And, I was at the beginning of the year, I do a lot of free talks, and usually I had from 50 to 120 people in the room every 3 weeks, which is great audience for me. And I was thinking, hey, probably I should start doing some webinars and reach a wider audience. But I never did it until coronavirus hit. And the last free talk that I gave, that was a webinar, had 800 people in it. It would take me a year to get as that many people in all of my free talks. Now with a webinar is way simpler. So if you're not doing it, I totally recommend that. Start putting yourself out there in social media.
Dan, that's something that when we first met many years ago, that was the thing that really drew me to you, is how you don't really have a separate Sandler brand and a separate Daniel brand. You've actually put yourself into the same persona, which I've always loved, because I really have struggled to put myself out there. Maybe what I'm doing now is following your lead and putting myself out there. So I love it. Thanks for leading the way there. I appreciate it. Okay, so sales wise, and I'll just say this lightly, you are an exceptional salesperson. So from a sales perspective, what are the techniques that you are really suggesting people engage in during this time?
Well, there's a lot of stuff that you can change. Look at your cookbook. Look at your prospecting plan from January or from December, and just start switching stuff to whatever is digital that works for you. And something that I've been doing is, for example, before I used to call people and ask them directly for referrals. But right now, what I'm doing is I go to people's LinkedIn profile and I look through their contacts and I make a list of 5 to 10 people that I would like them to refer to me. But because I believe in karma, I think it's also very interesting if you look at your own contacts and look for a list of 5 to 10 people that you can refer to them. So when you ask for the referral, you first give them the 5 to 10 contacts from your contact list, and then you ask, hey, do you mind if I ask for some referrals myself? I actually made a list, and I don't know if you can help me put me in touch with these people, or help me select which of these that you know better would be an interesting prospect for me. So, first use LinkedIn to first give some referrals and then ask for some back.
Dan, that's tremendous. Sandler Worldwide Shoutouts. We're going to speak to Sandler trainers around the world, getting their behaviors, their attitudes, their techniques. So as Dan just shared with us, the attitude is really one of having a daily routine. Start your mornings and afternoons with a certain predictability, whether that's mindfulness, whether it's prayer, whether it's exercise. Have those in your daily routine. The behavior, which I love, is kind of putting yourself out there, using this opportunity to find new opportunities, whether it's brand building or new virtual ways of putting yourself and your business out there. And technique-wise, seek to give before seeking to gain. Identify opportunities not only for yourself, but for those in your network. Dan, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Guys, I hope you enjoy this. Have a great day and happy selling.